So, welcome back to Biz. It's lovely having you back today. So, we'll just start by asking you to introduce yourself, telling us who you are and what you do, just once again, and then we can carry on from there.
I'm Barbara Hurst. I'm the Cabinet Member at Rushmoor Borough Council for Planning and Economy.
Hi, and I'm Ken. I'm Deputy Leader of Rushmoor Borough Council with responsibility for small business in particular and various other bits substituting for David.
David Clifford, leader of Rushmoor Borough Council.
Brilliant. So last time you were here, we had a podcast, but this time it's a lot different. You're going to be on video, as you know. So we had some few questions from the public through various platforms like social media and also emails. So if it's okay with you today, we're going to be asking you the questions that have come through from the public. So feel free to raise your hand whenever you have the question to answer. So any of you can answer it. Just raise your hand when you're ready to do so. So we'll start by the first question, which is from Stuart Elsden, from Blue Can Do. And he said, in locals' eyes, the town centre starts down an invisible road through Princess Mead and out to Victoria Road. So visitors to the area are finding that businesses are hard to find or that they've parked somewhere and they need to move their cars and are moving to another shopping area altogether. So are there any plans to improve the flow of traffic to give better visibility and access to the whole shopping district and standardised parking?
Hi Stuart, good to hear from you. This is Ken speaking. Make sure you keep this recorded and use it in all those business networking groups you belong to so you can, promote everything. In answer to your question, yes, connectivity is extremely important to us within Farnborough Town Centre, within both of our town centres and wherever there are businesses operating. The plans are very, very fluid at this stage. We have got developers, we have got architects, all sorts of people looking at what can be done. Nothing at this stage will be done, as you're aware. We go out to pre-engagement with our community to find out what they desire. And once we've got the pre-engagement done, we come up with draft plans, then we go out to consultation. So when it happens, you'll be one of the first to know.
Brilliant. So we also have the next question, which is from Tracy Jarvis from the CMPP. And she said, how will the town centre encourage startups, businesses and collaboration in new scheme? So a number of local town centres offer places for small businesses to work from to encourage entrepreneurship and new businesses.
Hi, Tracy. Great question, and we love you. What you do with CMPP is just fantastic. It's Ken speaking here again. It's like I've got the hot slot here. Okay, with regards to small business, yes, as you're probably aware, I'm very, very keen on encouraging small business, enabling small business, helping small business. Yes, we want those type of places you're describing. I do happen to be in a meeting this afternoon where that's going to be one of the topics on the table within the town centre and how we can accommodate space for many businesses, many voluntary organisations, and what opportunities exist for them. But the most important thing is that, yes, we encourage that small business community. You will have noticed recently in Kingsmead, we've had a new restaurant open. We've done all we can to encourage them to come into the building. They're there, they're operating good. That's the kind of thing we want to do.
Brilliant. So we have another question. Oh, okay.
No, just adding on to what Ken said, of course, big businesses, the big multinationals are having challenges. And one of the things that we're really switched on to at Rushmoor Borough Council is that the real growth, the real economy drivers are going to be the medium-sized businesses. So we are really right behind those businesses. And if they're looking for bigger premises, if they're looking to expand their business, if they're wanting to move into the area, and another good reason to move into Rushmoor is that we've got a real specialist hub of aviation expertise. We've got some brilliant little micro businesses and bigger businesses that are world-class businesses because of the expertise right here in Farnborough. But if they want any help, get in touch with us. But can I add my thanks? Tracy is a fantastic community champion, so it's great to hear from her.
Brilliant.
And I fully endorse what David has just said. Tracy is incredible for our community. It is worth mentioning that we fully recognise that town centres cannot continue in the form that they currently are. We welcome innovation. We're looking at all kinds of innovative ways to enable small businesses to come right into the town centre and take full advantage of our ambitious regeneration plans.
Brilliant. I'm going to pause because I need to... Okay, so we have a question from Rick in Aldershot who's asking about the M&S building and where the money came from for that.
Right, the money's come from all sorts of places, but primarily from Rushmoor Borough Council. We're investing our own money into the town centres, but we also put some plans together, and we're delighted that the government saw a lot of potential in our plans, and so we got an awful lot of money from central government. So between us and central government, we put the money together that we bought. We've put it together for land assembly in that area, and I think you may have a question about that later on that we can go into more detail.
Okay, brilliant. So on Facebook, we had various questions all around this question, and we had questions specifically on why money is being spent on the forecourt to the station and not on the town centre.
We're spending money everywhere that's needed, and it would be silly to say, well, look, we're going to spend all our money on this particular place. We've identified a number of areas that are really key for the regeneration of Aldershot, and we are spending money on both places. So your caller should be absolutely delighted. Yes, we are spending money on the town centre, but we're also spending it on the forecourt, and that's really important. Why is it important? Because that's a transport hub. It's really important we have a good connection between our transport hub and the town centre. So it would be silly not to spend money there when we've got it, and we've got money allocated specifically for that particular area. So we're getting money from these different sources and spending them where they're needed, and we've identified a number of sites that are really key to the regeneration within our borough, both 2 in Farnborough and 2 in Aldershot, and a number of other sites that we're looking at as well.
Barbara.
Yes, just to elaborate a little on that, this is an excellent example of partnership working. We're working with the railways, we're working with Stagecoach, and our development partners. It does not mean we're taking our eye off the ball in the town centre. It's one of our priority areas. We identified it in our local plan that has just been approved. So it's been on our horizon for some while, and it's just delightful that we're finally in a position to bring this forward.
Brilliant. So Vanessa in Aldershot is asking, what's the point in building houses when schools are performing badly? And who will want to move to those areas with bad performing schools? And what are you doing about this?
Well, in the first place, our infant and junior schools are performing very well. The secondary schools, yes, on paper, it looks as though they're performing badly. What is confusing is there are a number of measures that determine whether a school is good or not. And in fact, if you look at Progress 8 in our secondary schools, which measures how well students have done from their starting position, you get a completely different picture. We have initiated regular quarterly meetings with all our head teachers. We are offering them our support within the community for education. It's always been a subject that we've stepped back from, seeing it as a Hampshire County Council responsibility, but not anymore. We've stepped up. We believe working with local business, local community organisations, we can provide very strong support for our schools.
And this is Ken speaking. Just to follow on from Barbara there, she talked about primary and secondary schools. Of course, in Rushmoor, we do have 2 of the finest tertiary colleges in the country, in our sixth form college and in our Farnborough College of Technology, which of course has got its Surrey University hub there. So there is very good education throughout the scheme, and our secondary is improving.
Excellent. So we have Carol from Aldershot, which she asked, why is it taking so long to all happen?
It's not taking so long, and I'll challenge Carol on that one. Talking to developers, so we took over running Rushmoor Borough Council in 2016. So we've got a new political leadership team over at Rushmoor. We've really put a focus on redevelopment. Now, talking to all the experts in the field, assembling the lands that we're trying to assemble, people have said it is going to take between 5 and 10 years. It's going to take about 20 years to deliver the scheme. We're 2 years in, and we've already assembled 90% of the area. Now, you talk to any developer, any surveyor, anybody that knows anything about developing in an area, and they'll tell you that assembling the land that we've done in 2 years is phenomenally fast. And it's not been without difficulties, and it's not been without challenges, but we've done it. And that's because we've really been focused on getting it done. And it's not been cheap. We've had to put money into it. So we're not under any illusions, but we've been able to do it. We've also got the powers of CPO in our back pocket that we don't want to use, because that can really delay projects going down the CPO route. But we've got this government money that we've used for land assembly. So I'd really challenge that one. We can be accused of many things. Taking a long time to do things is certainly not one of them. If you look at the country and you look elsewhere, assembling land is the most challenging. That's where all the detail is. But I completely understand people's frustration, and they won't believe things are happening until steel and concrete are coming out the ground. And that's on its way. But to do that, before you do that, you've just got to remember that you've got to assemble the land. We didn't own the land here. We've acquired this land, and we've got all the legal agreements and all the legal documents and things that need signing and agreeing and everything. That's all been done within 2 years, which is phenomenally fast.
Okay, so yeah, Barbara.
Can I just add, we have also now got our development partner, Hill Investments, and that's a huge step forward. They come with the experience and the funds to help us realise our ambitions.
Brilliant. Okay, so we have Anthony from Aldershot who asks, are there any plans to expand the football club?
Yep, well, I can pick that one up. We love our local football club. So Aldershot Town Football Club, under the chairmanship of Shahid, are really great to work with. They do an awful lot of good for the local community. They've got some challenges. I know they've had a lot of injuries, and they're facing some real challenges. And yes, we are talking to the football club about a range of options. One of the sites that we've identified for regeneration in Aldershot is adjacent to the football club, and it would be silly if we weren't talking to the football club. So we're talking to the football club, we're talking to experts in the field of development to see what potential there is. There's been a couple of plans that have come forward that we're looking at from the club, and we're at the moment reviewing those with our construction partner Hill to see what we can do.
Brilliant. Ken?
I'd also like to add, if I can, that of course in Farnborough we love our football club as well. Thank you.
Just to
That's a
reiterate
forgetful.
that was great. So we have David in Cove who's asking, what's the order of the regeneration plan?
Okay, so regeneration, we've covered earlier that the biggest challenge with regeneration is land assembly. After you've, I guess, stepping back from that, going further upstream from that, the key thing is to have a really clear vision about what you want. a clear vision about what you intend to do. We certainly have got that with Farnborough and Aldershot. We've got a very clear vision of the sort of thing that we need to do. Next thing is, once you've got that clear vision, is getting a team in place and land assembled. Okay, so when we took over in 2016, we did not have a team assembled at Rushmoor. We did not have a vision. We did not have the land assembled. So in 2016, we put together a vision. We've assembled a team of experts at Rushmoor and partners that can deliver schemes. And now we're moving on to we're progressing with the land assembly. Then once that land assembly is completed, in tandem with that, we will be submitting. We will be getting architectural plans that will then go out for consultation, and some consultations already started. Some other areas need a little bit more detail and exploration with our partners, but there be plans put together that will go out to consultation. Planning applications will go in, and then it's getting on and delivering it, and then we'll finally see the last bit of the process, the bit that's the easiest, will be the steel and concrete coming out.
Okay, Barbara.
Yes, if I could just emphasise the importance of public engagement in all of this. And in fact, this afternoon I'm taking part with the Farnborough Society in a workshop on the Civic Quarter in Farnborough. We are listening to what our residents want in their town centres, not buildings, but activities. What do they want to use their town centres for? And I'm very excited by that aspect of all of this, public engagement.
Yeah, if I can add to Barbara's, yes, pre-engagement is the be-all and end-all these days. It's what we ask the public, the questions we ask. We want to know what the public see as their realm, not is it a choice of plan A, B or C. That comes later, after we have all that information from members of the public. So it's extremely important, pre-engagement.
So we have Mark from the Hampshire Chamber of Commerce, and he's asking, I have a few concerns over business rates. Now, is there going to be some kind of relief from the pressure? There was a small amount of relief for retailers, but they're still finding it hard to cope.
Okay.
Mark,
thanks for your question. Chamber of Commerce, yep, good bunch of people. I will admit to being a member of the Federation of Small Businesses, so some conflict there. However, as you're going to be aware, Mark, rates are set by the government. It's not business rates are set by the government. It's not something that we can absolutely control. However, we are conscious that especially startup businesses may find that that difficult to meet the obligation. So we would always encourage any business and every business that specifically is moving to Rushmoor, speak with the council. Make sure we know that they're planning on coming or they're thinking on coming, and let's talk to them. Those established businesses, equally, we have various measures that we can engage with and help small businesses in particular, and to some extent larger businesses. So again, we need the operators and owners of those businesses to speak with us. Simply go on the website rushmoor.gov.uk, and there's going to be information on there about how to communicate with the council.
Yeah, if I can just add to that, we totally understand the challenges that businesses have. We're in business ourselves. We're not full-time council employees. We've got businesses. We pay rates. We face all the challenges that many of the people listening to your program, watching this video, will experience. So we get it. We understand it. The key message that we want to get out there is that if you are facing genuine challenges, and you have difficulties, talk to us, and talk to us as early as possible. So we've got Economic Development Officer that's in place that is there to really help businesses with all the challenges that they face. So get in touch with us and get in touch with us early.
Brilliant. And the last question is from Penny from Farnborough, and she's asking, will Farnborough Airport expand?
I'm not clear what she means by expand, but if she thinks she's ever going to go away on holiday from Farnborough Airport, Penny, I'm sorry to disappoint you. You'll either have to own the plane or charter it, because this is Britain's only dedicated business airport. It is one of the most successful in the world, and they're actually under the terms under which BAE was handed over to TAG. It can't become the kind of commercial airport that many of our residents perhaps would like to see. So, no, I'm sorry if that disappoints you. It will not become like Gatwick or Heathrow.
That said, there's a huge amount of investment going in there. So we're really proud of the work that's been done at Farnborough. We've got Gulfstream moving in. That's going to mean hundreds of local jobs and opportunities for engineers and highly skilled engineers working on these aircraft. There's investment from Airbus around the factory, around the airfield site, focusing on aviation. So it's become a real hub for talented engineers and talented individuals that are working, designing, building in the aerospace aviation. So it's become a real hub for that sort of expertise. And Gulfstream are absolutely delighted that they're relocating from Luton to Farnborough, because the expertise that's local and the opportunities that they've got are just so good. So there's going to be an awful lot of investment into the airport, which is going to really benefit the local community. And we mustn't forget that we've got, I think, one of the first business aviation airports that have got eco awards. So TAG have been really focused on their environmental responsibility, and in fact they give a fund for environmental projects around the borough that have really benefited the borough. So it's been a great blessing having that longest continuous used airfield in the world. This is the longest continuous used airfield in the world, and it's a real pleasure to have it in our patch.
And if we can return to the issue of education, this will bring many opportunities for apprenticeships and training. We're working with our two excellent colleges to make sure that local people are equipped to take full advantage of all those job opportunities that are coming our way.
Brilliant. Ken?
Well, I was going to make the same point as Barbara. So just to reiterate that, if you've got a young family wishing to move to Aldershot as we build all these new homes, be assured they have a good future in front of them.
Brilliant. Well, it was nice having you back in today. Any closing remarks that you have, or where people can find you for more information to reach out if they are struggling as a small business? Where can they go for that sort of comfort?
Well, we're certainly councillors are really easy these days to get hold of. Just go onto the website and we can signpost you to the Economic Development Officer. So, get in touch. We're really easy to get hold of. But thank you very much, Eagle. Local authority's favourite radio station, Eagle.
That's what we like to hear.
So thanks very much, and it's really great medium to use, and a great opportunity to get in touch with people that are in our patch. So thank you very much for inviting us.
Brilliant. Thank you.